For many years, one of the popular activities at Rotary Fest has been the Wheels on the Water car show. It features locally owned import classics, domestic classics, and just some really cool modern cars. In place of the show, let's take a visit to Bordertown Classics.
Bordertown Classics is a company that we put together so we can trade, collect, and buy and sell cars and memorabilia. This is something that I really enjoy, and being able to buy something that belonged to a great movie actor. You know, Steve McQueen owned this in his collection, and it runs great, and it's just a beautiful collectible, and it's just nice to have a piece of history. I got a Norton 750. This guy's raced in magazines and been restored by a big collector in Oregon. It's a cafe rider. I love cafe riders. I love the way they modify them to race and to make them look really cool. The coolest one is this one here. And this is a very special motorcycle. It was really hard to drive because you had to use the stick shift to change gears, and that's why they call it a suicide shift, because you got to move your hand off to make change of gears. This is a 1951 GMC, 6-volt, fully original. It's a two-owner truck. It was passed down from grandfather to father to son, and then off to Bear Jackson. It's the first car of our collection. I loved it, and I just wanted something that was different and had some feeling to it of history, and it was the first thing that made me collect cars. I've always collected. I used to own Four Seasons collectibles, and I've had that bug since then, and I've been collecting since then.
This is Dan Green's race car replica of. It was owned by
Ray Everhand.
Ray Everhand. Thanks, John. He made a replica of Dan Green's race car. Big history on it, built by a special restorer, and that happened to be at an auction. And I really liked the story and the setup, the deuces on there, the three deuces on the 350. Sounds great, runs great, and it's really cool.
This is a 1965 Mustang GT. It's fully original. It's a 289. It has air conditioning in 1965. One of my favorites, my driver car that I like to drive all the time. It's peppy. It's a very collectible car, and I just love what it looks like. One of my favorite cars. This is a 1969 Mustang 428 Cobra Jet. Very highly collectible car. Very sought after. It's one of the most expensive cars you have and fastest cars you have.
The only difference between a 69 and 70 is that scoop on the side of the car. 70s don't have the scoop, 69s do.
This is a 1970 Roadrunner. It's a 383 4-barrel. It's fully original. It has 69,000 original miles. It's a beautiful car, and it has the pistol grip in it. You can see it there. It just runs so great because it's so original. Everything just works so nice in it, and it's just a pleasure to drive a fully original car.
Wheels on the Water car show has been a favorite part of the festivities for many years. And since we can't admire these cars in person this year, we visited Tony Porco's Bordertown Classics for a look at some of his treasures. Let's take a peek.
Jonathan Dahl is a director in the company, and he's my son-in-law. We also use Mike Brado, who's here today. He's one of my employees, and all three of us travel and we look for cars and sell cars and enjoy the collecting and the people we meet.
My name's Jonathan Dahl. I work here at Bordertown Classics. Started Bordertown Classics together about 8 years ago. We started collecting a few cars here and there, and it kind of grew from there. This is a 1975 Ford F-250. 7 years ago, I bought this truck off my dad without him knowing, and I restored it back to original condition and gave it back to him on his 60th birthday. And I'll show you the Polaroid that I used to restore. This is a picture of the Polaroid from the day my dad bought the truck. He bought it in Winnipeg, and it's the only new truck he's ever bought. So I used this Polaroid to put it back to original. This my grandfather did back in '78, I believe. So I left I left some of the originality there.
Oh, surprise, that's beyond words. When this left my house on a flatbed, it was gone. On my 60th birthday, a truck came up my driveway and it was playing our favorite song, Eddie Rabbit. And I said to Jonathan, I said, can I drive it? He said, drive it. Here's your ownership pass, you own it.
My name is Mike Brado. I'm involved with Bordertown through working with Tony through his machine shop. Naturally, I was a car guy, so I kind of just got dragged into this whole ordeal. It's been a good time. Well, here we've got a 69 Camaro, Z28, 302 4-speed. We bought it at a Barrett Jackson auction a couple of years ago. Just added it to the collection. Really fun car to drive. Fairly original car. I'm a GM guy, and it runs nice. It's a fun car to drive around and take the family for a ride.
We have a 1967 GTO. It's got a 400 under the hood. We bought this 6 years ago in Atlantic City. It's a one-paint car with original interior. And in the glove box, when we bought the car, it had a journal from the original owner, Michael Lee. And he would document every time he drove the vehicle, how far he drove it, and how much gas he put in and whatnot. It's a 77,000 original mile car. You don't see that too often.